Hey, what's up guys? I'm Rob Richards back here at Dave Fisher's Powerhouse Gym in Torrance, California. We're back for another Rich Request video workout. You guys have been hitting me up on Twitter all week telling me what workouts you want to see. So today we're gonna hit hamstrings. So check out what's coming up in today's workout.
So the first exercise we're performing is lying hamstring curls. A great exercise to isolate and warm up the hamstrings before moving on to exercise number 2, some wide stance leg presses, feet up at the top to really target those hamstrings. This is a good one to go heavy on. And then we finish off with some single leg presses, again keeping the toes up to target those hamstrings. Third exercise, good morning raises. For me, I feel this works the hamstrings, it opens them up, a great stretch. And then back to an isolation exercise with seated hamstring curls. We're gonna finish this hamstring workout off with some stiff-legged deadlifts.
So there we have it, exercises focusing on the hamstring, number of compound lifts, isolation, and basically just pounding the hamstring. Keep subscribing and liking to my YouTube channel. We got videos uploaded every Thursday, and keep your requests using hashtag #RichRequest coming up on my Twitter at Rob Richards. Let's get started on the first exercise. We're starting our hamstring workout off with some lying hamstring curls or prone leg curl. Whatever the machine is called, this is what we're doing. It's a great warm-up exercise, nice isolation, really forces the hamstring to have to work at lifting that weight up. So 4 sets on here, and you can see a couple of technique points here. First thing I'm doing, I'm angling my knees slightly outwards. My heels are inwards. I feel a much greater emphasis on the hamstring doing the work, that outer sweep of the hamstring before it kind of meets that quad. Secondly, I'm keeping my chest elevated up. All of that tension therefore is kept on my lower body. I'm not arching my back. We want to keep that tension on the muscle being worked. Slow, controlled repetitions. Progressively, I'm taking that weight up. You never want to jump into a workout and just go heavy on the weights. So this first exercise, our isolation exercise if you like, is where we progressively build up, add some more weight, some resistance, warm that muscle up nicely, mentally prepare our mind and our body before we move on to the next heavier work sets. So 4 sets on here. Don't be afraid to do higher repetitions for the first exercise, 15 reps. Now we can move on, start to add some heavier weight and focus on our 3 main working sets and hit those 12 reps. All right, let's get to it. Second exercise, and for me, I love using the leg press, keeping my feet high so that the toes are off the end of this foot plate. Slightly angled to kind of outwards position again. For me, I feel like I engage more of the hamstring muscles than using my quads. Places greater emphasis on those muscles being worked. So with this one, you can see, keeping it pretty heavy for the first 3 working sets. Nice full range of motion. Knees all the way down to my chest. I want to feel that stretch and lengthening of the hamstring. And then as I exhale, extend my leg back up and pretty much curl my toes up off the foot plate and really flex my hamstrings hard. This one's great to get that nice controlled rhythm. So don't pound it up and down. Don't need to go too slow. You've got to find that right tempo where you feel that muscle contract and lengthen. And then for the final 2 working sets, I'm going to strip that weight right down, perform single leg presses, again keeping my toes off the top, and I can slightly angle my hip inwards depending on which leg I'm working. Again, really working on that. For me anyway, I feel that split from that hamstring to the quad. So vary the foot position, and don't be afraid even on a heavy day to work isolation single leg exercises, especially to finish off a big movement like this. I'm feeling this workout already. We got 2 more exercises to go. So let's get to it. Good morning, raisers. or whatever else you want to call them. This is fantastic exercise later on in the workout. For me, it's like my third exercise. It gives a great stretch in the hamstrings, really opens out all of those deep fibers, those growth fibers. We stimulate those type 2B fibers, which are the ones that we want to get working hard if we want our legs to grow. So technique is vital on this one. If you do this, you may want to start off with just a fixed barbell weight, maybe use a weightlifting belt, but the technique goes as follows. We have the bar as though we're doing a squat. We keep the knees soft, and then it's basically a squat and a deadlift rolled into one. Hips go back and down as though we're sitting. Keep that chest up. Flex forwards at the torso just enough so that we can feel tension on the hamstring. This really is about how the exercise feels for you. Even if you can't go all the way down, as long as you feel a stretch and tension in the hamstring, it's working. You're gonna feel this one in the coming days with that DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So if this is a new exercise that you want to incorporate into your workout, start off light, even just the bar. Get the movement down, make sure your form and technique are spot on, then start to add weight. This here, with 2 plates on, I can feel this in my hamstring. I'm not really kind of working it like I do with the other leg presses and extensions, but with hamstrings, seeing as though I don't work them as hard with many other leg exercises, I want to make sure I get those nice deep stretches in later on in the workout. So a solid 3 sets on here, 10, 12 reps, slow and controlled, and we move on, finish off with another isolation and a stretch. Let's get to it. I love this combo set for the end of my hamstring workout. We start with seated hamstring curls. It's a really nice feeling, locks in my legs. I feel I isolate the hamstrings. Different feeling than with the lying hamstring curl. I'm sat upright, my knees are slightly outwards again, and I really hold that contraction in my hamstrings. When I pull my heels as far back as I can, squeeze my hamstrings, and then slowly allow my legs back up without allowing the weight to touch. Guys, we want to keep tension in the muscle on every rep. Don't be hitting the weights. 1, 2, 3, weights crashing down. Keep tension in the muscle. So we do 12 reps on there, and then as a superset, I'm going to come over, really stretch and open out those fibers again in the hamstring by doing these stiff-legged deadlifts. Now you can see I've got a slight step board here, about 4 or 5 inches high. That allows me to get a little bit more height and a nice low, deep stretch there. You can do it just standing on flat ground, but if you really want to open out those fibers, you'll find the weight will actually touch down on the floor like you're doing a deadlift incorrectly. So if you can use a platform, get a full deep stretch. I really haven't gone too heavy on here because this is not an exercise or a movement that the hamstrings often do. So if you load up the weight on here and go heavy, you are going to feel sore the next couple of days. So if you like feeling sore, or if you're a trainer and you want to punish your clients, get them doing this one at the end. They're going to feel it. All right, guys, that pretty much wraps up today's Rich Request video workout. This is video number 9. We have 3 more left until the end of this series, so keep your suggestions coming in. Hit me up on Twitter at RobRiches using hashtag RichRequest. Have a look at all the other videos on my YouTube. You can see the full blogs at Rob Riches Fitness. Get your sports supplementation at trueperformancenutrition.com. And we'll be back here next week for video number 10. So guys, make it a good one. I'll see you guys then. Keep training hard, eat clean. And you know what? You're gonna do it. I've been doing this 10 years. So final kind of word, kind of like a Jerry Springer thought is, look, if this is new for you, or you've been doing it for a couple of years even, everything's gonna start to align. If you wanna compete, do competitions or modeling, stick at it, stick at it, stick at it. It took me 5 years before I got my first cover. And it's been 2 years since I got my last cover. So it comes in kind of stages. Just stay committed, keep doing what you're doing, be disciplined, and you will get some success from it. So you know what? Shoot for the skies. Even if you don't achieve that, you'll get much further than if you didn't even try. So you know what to do. See you guys back here next week.